Let's bring in Matt Sapala, better known as the Money Smart Guy, to talk more about what this infrastructure bill could mean for the country and for all of us as individuals. Again, thanks for being with us again tonight. Appreciate it. I mean, you look at the laundry list here: highways, roads, bridges, airports, public housing, universal broadband, water pipes and service lines, public schools, clean energy technology. So it is a huge list of things. But of course, the big question always is, how do we pay for it? So that corporate rate going from 21 to 28, President Trump had lowered it from 35 to 21. President Biden taking it up halfway, 0.7%. So that does seem to be a way of some form of compromise to not completely scare corporations about what their taxes could be.
Sure. When we're looking at this, the thought that, OK, we're going to fund this by not going into debt, but by nailing the corporations, nailing the wealthy. We're looking at so many different ways. Multinational corporations pay more on their taxes on profits that they earn overseas. And, here's what you know about people that have money, people that have advisors, people that have people in their corner to mitigate these type of situations. They think that's going to come from the corporation. But here's a downside to this. The ultimate American is going to face this. It's just not the corporations or high wealthy individuals. Everybody that's affected by a job. If you're employed by somebody, guess where this corporate tax rate, guess where this cost is going to come from? Is going to come from the everyday person.
And by no means am I an econ major, but this stat does stand out to you. We're talking about $2 trillion in spending over the next 8 years, but tax increases over the next 15 years to pay for it. What does that say about the math going on here in terms of how this is truly being financed?
It's funny that we need to spend and have this money go out, higher taxes, tax for just 8 years of just spending. Oftentimes people don't think that's going to affect them. Here's a couple ways that this can affect the typical person in America. People think that there's an indirect tax to the middle class, a carbon tax or the energy tax to utilities. Everybody has the gas bill, electric bill, drives a car. Everybody's going to be hit with some form of tax. So it may not hit you in an individual income tax, but it might hit you through your utilities, your cell phone top tax. But these are type of things that may hit you, and you're not thinking that's going to be income tax, but therefore it is a tax. The cost of goods and services, cost of your bills just goes up because of income taxes. If you want to inherit something, let's say you had a rich uncle, Rob, and let's say he left you a $600,000 condo, and you're here in Illinois, he's in Florida. He bought it for $100,000. Well, this $500,000 capital gain just might be exposed because we're looking at the step-up basis to remove all that. You, Rob, might be paying income tax or capital gains tax on that $500,000 gain, as well as a net income investment tax that was laid on in 2010 to tax on a sophisticated and wealthy investor that have a lot of investments. So there's a lot more ways to tax America without directly saying income tax.
What's the upside as you see it? Clearly, there has to be one. Every president from both parties has talked about infrastructure. The nation's infrastructure is old, it's aging, it's crumbling. We need something. So beyond the last example you gave, how is this good? Do you think it's good, maybe I should say, for everyday folks who may see their highway fixed and a new public school go up and rural areas without broadband?
Sure, that potentially could be the upside. There's job creation. There could be, conversion from, you're talking about, gas to solar to more electricity. There could be more people laterally moving skill sets from one industry to another industry. The broadband, the internet, more access to high-speed internet access. So sure, there's a lot more accessibility. Then again, 15 years of increase of taxes, increase of raising cash and capital to pay for this type of thing just for 8 years of spending. Back to that econ math again.
Last question, I swear, on this issue, though, in terms of everyday folks who are watching this, who maybe are worried about the list of things you just put out there, we hear this magic number of $400,000 a year. If you're an average family in the country making, anywhere from 80 to 120, somewhere in that range, you probably would not be hit as hard as higher income people, correct?
Directly with the income tax. But Rob, I was mentioning earlier, if you have a gas bill, you have an electricity bill, the overall reduction in potential of a valuation of a company because their income taxes are going to go higher, it goes into the overall earnings of the company. If the overall earnings of the company is going to be reduced, guess who gets indirectly affected by that? The employees of the corporations. It's going to affect their 401k. It's going to affect the capacity to pay for other things that they normally paid for. Instead of paying for it at this rate, they might be paying for a little higher rate because of other taxes that are included in that bill. So for the average income person out there, don't think that you're always scot-free. Oh, it's only going to be the rich people. It's only going to be corporations. I'd be paying attention to how you get taxed and things that you normally pay for in terms of bills. There might be some form of tax there that you unknowingly were paid for, but now that you are.
If corporations are losing money, they pass on those losses to others, workers, and potential customers, possibly. That's
correct.
Bottom line. All right, Matt, thank you always for your insight. Appreciate your time. Again, sir, thank you.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.